The San Francisco 49ers just sent a clear message to the rest of the NFL this offseason is not about waiting, experimenting, or standing still. It's about action. In a single wave of moves, the 49ers signed 14 players and made multiple roster adjustments that signal how aggressively this front office is attacking the margins of the roster. This is not the kind of headline that screams blockbuster trade or superstar acquisition, but make no mistake, these moves matter. Teams that consistently compete do not only win in March and April with headline signings, they win by reshaping depth, competition, and developmental pipelines. And that is exactly what San Francisco is doing right now. When a team signs 14 players at once, it tells you two things immediately. First, the front office has a clear evaluation of what went wrong or fell short last season. Second, they are not relying on internal optimism to fix it. These signings are about controlling risk. Injuries, fatigue, and late-season drop-off have hurt the 49ers in key moments over recent years, and this round of roster activity suggests the organization is determined not to be caught thin again. These moves are not random. They are targeted, positional, and strategic. Let's be clear about what this roster shakeup represents. This is not a rebuild. This is reinforcement. The 49ers still see themselves as a contender, but contenders do not assume depth will magically appear. They manufacture it. By bringing in 14 new players, the team is increasing competition across multiple position groups, forcing younger players to earn roles, and protecting itself against the inevitable attrition of an NFL season. This is how serious organizations operate when the championship window is still open but tightening. One of the most important takeaways from these signings is the emphasis on flexibility. The modern NFL rewards teams that can adapt weekly, not just schematically, but personnel-wise. Versatile players, especially on defense and special teams, allow coaching staffs to respond to injuries, matchup problems, and late-season fatigue without compromising structure. These signings suggest the 49ers are prioritizing adaptability over name recognition. That tells you this front office is thinking beyond September headlines and focused on January football. Depth signings also reveal where a team feels vulnerable. While the full impact of these moves will only be clear after training camp, the sheer volume indicates the 49ers were not satisfied with the back end of the roster. That is significant. Championship teams rarely lose because of their stars. They lose because the 48th through 53 RD players cannot survive meaningful snaps when injuries hit. These signings are designed to prevent exactly that scenario. Another layer to this roster shakeup is financial discipline. Signing multiple lower-cost players allows the 49ers to maintain cap flexibility while still improving the roster. Instead of tying money up in one risky veteran contract, the team spreads investment across multiple players, increasing the odds that at least a few will outperform their deals. This is especially important given the broader cap pressures San Francisco is navigating. These moves suggest the front office is balancing aggression with restraint. It is also worth noting the timing. Making this many signings at this stage of the offseason indicates urgency. The 49ers are not waiting for camp battles to reveal weaknesses. They are addressing them now. That proactive mindset is critical for teams with Super Bowl expectation. Waiting often means reacting under pressure later, and reacting later usually costs more financially and competitively. From a coaching perspective, these moves create leverage. Competition sharpens practice environments. Players who know their roster spot is not guaranteed play faster, practice harder, and prepare more seriously. That culture of accountability has been a hallmark of successful 49ers teams in recent years, and this influx of new talent reinforces it. No position group gets to coast. Everyone is being evaluated. Special teams should not be overlooked here. Teams often talk about special teams as an afterthought until it costs them a game. Signing multiple players with special teams value suggests the 49ers are trying to avoid that trap. Field position, coverage discipline, and return efficiency can quietly swing close games. Improving those areas rarely makes headlines, but it wins football games. These roster moves also tell us something about how the 49ers view the draft. By adding depth now, the team gives itself flexibility in April. They are not drafting out of desperation. They can take best player available approaches instead of forcing picks at positions of immediate need. That is how strong rosters stay strong over time. Drafting becomes a strategic advantage rather than a necessity. Another key point is developmental upside. Not every one of these 14 players is expected to make the final roster. That is the reality of the NFL. But several of them will stick, and a few could emerge as meaningful contributors. The 49ers have a strong track record of developing overlooked or undervalued talent into productive pieces. These signings give the coaching staff raw material to work with, and that has paid off for this organization before. From the outside, some fans may dismiss these moves as noise. That is a mistake. Roster churn at this scale usually reflects internal conclusions drawn from detailed self-scouting. The 49ers are addressing areas where they believe they were exposed, whether due to injuries, inconsistency, or lack of flexibility. This is not reactionary. It is corrective. There is also a psychological component. Bringing in 14 new players resets the energy of the locker room. New faces bring urgency. They disrupt complacency. For a team that has experienced repeated deep playoff runs without finishing the job, that injection of hunger matters. It reminds everyone that nothing is guaranteed and that opportunity must be earned. Importantly, these moves align with a broader off-season theme: calculated change. The 49ers are not panicking, but they are not standing still either. They are adjusting at the margins while preserving the core. That balance is difficult to strike, and many teams fail at it. This roster shakeup suggests San Francisco believes the margin is where the next step forward will come from. Looking ahead, training camp battles are about to get more intense. Position groups that once felt settled will now be competitive. That benefits the team even if some of these signings never see meaningful regular season snaps. Competition reveals weaknesses early and creates contingency plans before injuries force improvisation. The message from the front office is clear: depth matters, details matter, and preparation matters. Signing 14 players is not a headline grab. It is a declaration of intent. The 49ers are treating this offseason like a problem-solving exercise, not a victory lap. That mindset is what separates teams that remain contenders from those that slowly fade. As we move closer to training camp, these signings will start to tell a clearer story. Some players will rise. Others will fall off. But the underlying strategy will remain the same: build a roster that can withstand chaos. Because in the NFL, chaos is not a possibility, it is a guarantee. So while these moves may not dominate national headlines, they should not be ignored. This is how contenders quietly prepare for long seasons and high-pressure moments. The 49ers are not chasing attention right now. They are chasing stability, depth, and control. And those are the building blocks of teams that expect to be playing meaningful football when it matters most. This roster shakeup is not the end of the offseason story. It is the beginning of a phase where competition intensifies and roles are earned, not assumed. And if history is any guide, a few of these signings will matter far more than anyone expects once the games start counting.